Byzantium, the favorite nation of many people, and for a good reason. Because it is not just a hard starting nation, but also a lot of fun to play. The problem is, with the new patch, the Ottomans got buffed a lot, and yeah, the starting units have become a bit stronger. The good news is, for this guide, you don't need to fight the Ottomans, you just avoid them. And today, I will show you how. So let's jump in. Iron Man mode, and you see my beautiful test runs. Today, let's call it something special, and let's go in. And as some of you might already know, I already made a Byzantium guide. Yeah, I wanted to update it anyways. It's about to become a year old, and I feel like I've become a lot better at video editing, so yeah. Good. First things, I delete this fort. Just, you don't need it. It's just such a tax waste. Who will go down here? I tell you who, not the Ottomans. Second step, these ships, you can sell them to other nations, right? But I'm not gonna sell ships, I'm gonna burn them. Write in the comments how angry that made you. Next step, we bring our troops over here because we will attack very early on Epirus, and we need these troops. That's just how straightforward it is. For the military aspect, we will also need some money, and to get some easy money, we have to go to the estates. First, seize some land, take a mission. My favorite mission is actually the clergy missions, because you get very cool clergy missions most of the time. They want us to take Gallipoli, and you know what? We will take this anyways in the first 10 years, so sure. Sometimes you also get a mission to take Arthur, which we will take right now. Take that mission instead, otherwise. Estate-wise, to make it short, I will take village estate, religious culture, because of the amazing bonuses it gives. Look at that, very beautiful. Religious diplomats, and clerical education. This is very strong, by the way. It gives you more reform progress if the clergy likes you. And you know what? Most of the time, the clergy will love you. So, take this. Nobility. Once again, take the +1 for mana points. Then, primacy of the crown. Nobility integration policy. I do it now before I forget it later. This is beautiful for integrating nations without a negative modifier. Once again, the scaling modifiers they added now, where we get cheap prestige decay, which is very good. Land of commerce. In depth to the burghers, and promote burghers bookkeeping. Very strong, especially at the beginning. This is just such a nice background modifier to have. Good. And then one last modifier I haven't talked about just yet. Burghers Force Draft, which gives you a free capital ship with half the building time. Very strong. This actually is very important for this strat, so definitely take this. I wanted to highlight it so it's at the end. Because this allows you to click this decision over here to build a free ship. We don't need it right now, we have to build a few other things before, but we will build it in the very early beginning of the game. So, now with all of these presets done, let's build some military. I like to fill all of these provinces with infantry, and then follow up with a lot of galleys being built everywhere. Around this point, you can also click this button here to build a free ship. I just basically have 2 layers of production now. I build 1 layer of infantry everywhere down here, and 2 layers of galleys at the rest, right? This is enough to crack Ottoman forts and sink the navy. So, next, let's talk about wars. Our first war will actually not be against the Ottomans. Our first war will be against Epirus, and that as soon as possible. They hold a core of ours, so we can declare war on them anytime, but there's a hard-coded truce at the beginning, so we can't do it just now. And this is also why I'm waiting for the rivals, because having the rivals not set yet reduces the chance of getting any ally, right? So if you don't set the rivals just now, they should have no allies, which makes this war very easy. Now to the scary part, we have to unpause the game. So exactly 1 month has passed, and I can declare the war now. But before I do that, let me set him as a rival. This is also a good point to get yourself a few generals. You can also take your leaders as generals. Just be careful, if they die in battles or in a siege, you will lose 2 stability instead of 1 with the leader, not with the heir. With the heir, you just lose an heir, okay? I will take the one with the siege pip because it should make it a little bit easier. And the other one I will give the one with shock. Not very good leaders, but yeah. If you're really desperate for a general, you can also use this edict, but this kind of sours your relation with the nobility, and I really need manpower right now, so I don't want to reduce my manpower recovery right now. War declaration, go. One more thing, definitely do a military focus. I just noticed I'm a bit lucky because I got careful, which is an amazing trait to have with your first ruler. And as much as I know, these traits are RNG, and zealot and careful, I might be lucky this guy around, I'm gonna be honest. Normally would also like to have a discipline advice against the Ottomans, but yeah, we're not gonna fight them, so it doesn't matter. Once you attack them, try to reinforce with the other army too. Just win 5 head. I know, crazy. What you can also do is roll for an admiral, and actually I'm lucky. Normally I wouldn't take an admiral, but we have to defeat the Ottoman navy, so yeah. More on that later. Very important is don't lose ships in these wars. Really try not to lose ships. If you actually attack their navy, just try to be very careful. Look if you lose ships, and if you do, just retreat and attack them again. The AI doesn't like to repair anyways, so you win on the second attack. Just be very careful. Every galley counts. In my case, I am currently winning, but I'm about to lose a galley, so I'm just gonna retreat and not gonna lose anything. The next battle we should win anyways. And they're actually going to repair. That's how much I damaged them. This also allows me to just go into the other province, so I still got what I wanted. Perfect. What I forgot a little bit to mention is you will not use allies, but you might need them. Why do I say you might need them? The Ottomans will attack you very early on if you have no friends. So I will try to improve relations with Serbia and Hungary. You can start this day one. I just literally forgot about my diplomats and all the microing. Small mistake from my side. But yeah, just improve relations with Serbia and with Hungary. You should be able to make an alliance right after this war with Serbia and with Hungary very soon after that. Also, in my last guide, I mentioned Imereti. A lot of people said that is a bad idea. After thinking about it, I actually agree because it costs you a lot of war score. They have a very old ruler and you're stronger than most nations around here. So you tend to get them as a free PU very early on if you royal marriage them. But yeah, the Ottomans just occupy them and you lose a lot of war score in the first few wars. It's actually really bad, and especially with the new patch, just don't do it. Hey, mill points. Now that I saw this event, let me just mention that I use all DLCs and the flavor pack for Byzantium. Because the last time when I made this guide, a lot of people were confused by a few options that I had that they didn't. Just know that if I do a guide, I always use all DLCs, right? If I would make a guide for every possible combination of DLCs, I would do a lot of guides about the same nation, let's be honest. I don't even want to calculate the possibilities. This would be 100, maybe 1,000. I don't want to do that. So, siege done. I will not even give them the option to leave this port. So I will just take my core over here, and with the rest, I will just vassalize them. Why? It will allow me to do two things. Firstly, it allows me to keep the navy at basically full strength. Other reason why I don't want to destroy it. And it allows me to go over here, nobility, and select strong duchies to have more relations with nations. Because you already have Athens as a vassal. Now you also have Epirus. They become more loyal now, and you can have more diplomatic relations now. Talking about diplomatic relations, I will try to ally Serbia now. I will not use them, just ally them, okay? This is a defensive alliance. And the Ottomans just walking away from here could actually mean that they thought about attacking me just now, okay? So this might have been good timed. Aye. Sweat. So, now that we're done with this war, new rivals, I'm gonna rival the Ottomans. Best case scenario, you have in Hungary that also rivals the Ottomans, which they don't do right now. So, I will also try to rival some of their rivals. They do rival the Venetians, so I will also rival the Venetians now. Bam. That should improve my chance of getting a royal marriage very soon, which I actually am very close to. So now that we're in between wars, and this war could start any second with the Ottomans, let's talk about the strat. The strat basically is that we will try to hold the Ottomans off here by just storming down the Gallipoli fort and naval blockading the Ottoman army. How do we time this? Because for this strat to work, we need to be 100% sure that there are no Ottomans on this side. It's actually very easy to find out. You click on the Ottomans and you see if they're at war with someone on this side, because they will send all of the troops over. Right now, funnily enough, would be the perfect condition to attack the Ottomans. There's just one little problem. I don't have enough ships yet. This is so early that I actually can't attack the Ottomans right now. You need around 1 heavy ship and 11 galleys. Otherwise, you can't break through this fort. Because we have to break it down and storm it down. Otherwise, the Ottomans will just have enough time to go back here and destroy my army, right? This has to happen in an instant. So what we'll do now is we will probably wait for the next war. I've never seen it this early. That's a little bit unlucky. But there are more nations that can attack over here, so no problem. Might just be a little bit later now. And I'm gonna wait for my navy to complete, and I'm gonna build up a little bit more troops. I want to have around 13k infantry. Why 13k? You need 10k to storm down this fort, but I like to have a reserve because this is a little bit RNG heavy, right? So you could have more losses and then you lose morale or the troops before you even storm the fort. Then you sit here with a half-stormed fort and no army, right? So just build up troops. Very important to mention in storming down forts, cavalry doesn't count, so only the infantry counts in storming down forts. Even though I have 12k troops, I only have 10k infantry. So 1, 2, small little loan, and 3. Don't be scared too much about loans. We will get most of our money back from the Ottomans. And you know what I'm not gonna do? I'm not gonna do a royal marriage with Serbia, because after this war, I would like something from the Serbians, but I don't want to spoil it just yet. It's a mystery for now. What you could do to fasten up the process of getting an alliance with Hungary is to scornfully insult one of the rivals like the Venetians. This should give you more relations with them. Now you see I'm only missing 4 relations thanks to that. So, Very good. What we'll start now is building up a spy network in the Ottomans because it speeds up the process of sieging. I know we will not siege this fort, but we will siege the capital and we have to siege this fort. So yeah, having a spy network speeds up that process, and trust me, you want to speed it up as much as you can. Ah yes, Greece. So, royal marriage with Hungary done. That also means I have the alliance kind of secured because we now have the dip slot, so they can't have the too many relations modify anymore. That's really good. The only thing that really annoys them is that I'm allied to Serbia. You know what? Actually, I could drop Serbia now and go in for an alliance with Hungary. That's actually more intelligent. I'm gonna do that. And you little... Did you just insult me? Yeah, he did. What a prick. So I'm waiting for 2 more ships to finish, and then I can actually declare war on the Ottomans. They still seem to be busy over here, so I'm going to risk it. If you want to be safe, wait for the next war, but for me, that's actually worth it. I'm gonna try it. Test out the boundaries of my strat. I know, scary. So with 13 galleys and 1 heavy ship, I have enough ships to break through. What I'm going to do now is to send all my troops over here as fast as I can, which is still very slow. The problem is they have sieged everything, and I want to know who they're still at war with. They're still at war with this nation over here, so they should still be busy. But we are very much on the clock. Good. Let's declare this war now. Bam. We have no time to lose. Gallipoli, very important. Choose Gallipoli, otherwise this will take forever. The worst case scenario now could be that I have some ally up here that allows him to get military access through the north. But with that alliance over here, they shouldn't get any military access up here, especially with being rival to Lithuania and Poland. But if they're allied with Crimea or this nation I won't pronounce right now, they will have a very big chance to go through the north. I haven't seen it a lot in the latest patch, but, you know, just that you know, this is not a 100% bulletproof strat, right? Things can go wrong, and these are the main contributors to things going wrong. Otherwise, it's just timing and skill, okay? And you don't need a lot of skill for the strat, trust me. I'm not good at this game. So, barraging now. By the way, be safe to have at least 50 mil points, otherwise this will backfire. And 5 to storm. And very important now, spam the consolidate regiments button. And to be precise, you have to click shift spam, because this way you don't lose units once they reach 0. Because if they reach 0 and you don't click shift while consolidating, they delete the army. We don't want the armies to be deleted. So just click shift. 3 speed, and let's go. Okay, the siege is over, but something else scary happened is they started a naval battle. This is what I meant with you have to be way stronger than the Ottomans. They send in 4 light ships and 9 galleys. I have 1 heavy ship and 13 galleys, right? So this is why I'm still building more ships in the background, because they will try to win naval dominance. They're reinforcing with 1 galley. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting battle. This 1 OPM over here also has a big navy. If I lose too much, I will retreat, but otherwise I will try to do as much damage as I can. Okay, I lose 1 galley so far. That's fine. Besides that, oh yeah, we are winning as far as I see. Oh yeah, we're dominating them. We're losing a few ships, but we are really winning. Good. And my vassal is buying me really sacred time over here. Okay, we won. And this was a really good win. We only lost 1 galley and we gained 2 transport ships. Why not? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to send every damaged ship into the harbor to repair, and the rest stays out to kind of blockade the Ottomans, right? Worst case scenario, if they attack, I can just always put them out of the port, but in the meantime, they should really repair. What I'm also going to do now is to siege the entire coast. If they do a naval landing, we can still block them, but if they just insta-land, we have a problem. And over here, you see how the spy network influences their defensiveness, because it gives us a little bit of a siege ability, right? Because they are a lucky nation, so they get 10%. The lucky nation modifier is always fun to deal with. They have power projection, which also makes their defensiveness stronger, but the combination of our siege ability and our spy network kind of counters the power projection, which makes all of this a little bit faster. Basically, this influences how long a siege tick takes, right? You see it over here, defensiveness, blah, blah, blah. So every phase takes 33 days now. You can shorten this by a bigger spy network, which we will have very soon. And as you might have noticed, we didn't use any allies. We have allies, but we didn't use them. We didn't use any mercenaries, because we don't need them. Our main army is enough, by the way. Always keep an eye on this. They're about to attack this, so just put the fleet out, reinforce, and delete his ally navy, right? It's fun. Bam, they lost 1 galley and retreat. Very nice. These ships don't even got damaged. Ships are repaired. What I could do now is hunt down the Ottoman navy. So we'll decouple my transport ships now that they stay here. They have way more naval prowess than me, so they can build up a navy way faster. So I will a little bit bait the navy out to attack mine and destroy them so they can't build up a navy stronger than mine. So 2 things. I want to attack this, but as soon as I see that they attack my transport ships, I go back. They don't do it just yet. So I got an easy kill on a heavy ship. So let's go back and hover over this navy again. Yeah, I just don't want him to build up a navy. That's why I'm doing all of this tedious work. But it is very important. So let's start the siege of this fort now. What I could actually do is go over here for 1 second and barrage it to speed it at least up. I will not storm it down. I will not waste that much manpower. But barraging it could actually do a lot. Makes it a lot faster. Because right now, the only thing working against us is our economy. Yeah, I know. Greece moment. But yeah, we have minus 3.5 and there's only that much amounts of loans that we can get. I mean, the amount is 93, so it's enough. But yeah, the less loans you get, the better your game will be. Because you can use the money from the Ottomans to invest instead of wasting it on paying your loans, right? That's kind of what we're trying to do here. To get the least amount of loans as possible. And that's the fun part about the strat. The Ottomans are way stronger now with the early units, but it doesn't matter. Because we're not touching them. You stay on the other side of that strait, right? There's nothing they can do. Good. Peace treaty-wise, I would like to take this, so they can't cross anymore at all, and we keep the fort. I would also like to take this, so we don't have to siege the fort anymore. And besides that, I would just like to take money. Now, to the bad news is that the Ottomans are not very willing to give me anything, because they have relative strength of alliances and length of war. Because they're so, quote-unquote, theoretically strong, that they're not willing to give as much as we could take with our war score, right? So what we're gonna do now is we go to 5 speed and we chill. And while we'll chill, we'll just take some of the money of his provinces by plundering it, right? It's a little bit of tax collecting. We now get about 2 ducats from looting. How about that? This province is done. Next province. If you want to know when you're done, if the number is red, it means it's like the last thing you can take, but is... So you saw over here the red number, that means we can't plunder this anymore. Next province. I still try to put a few small things into my guide to make it easier for new players. I hope you appreciate that. But you might notice slowly but surely we kind of reached a point where we can get what we want. Basically, the tactic here is to demand a lot of money while you take these provinces, but not too much that it takes so long that you take more loans than money you actually get, right? So I will try like 1 more year or half a year of waiting, but after that I will actually just peace out with what I get, and that's fine. You know what? Actually, they're very close to give in, so I'm actually gonna wait for that. I'm also blockading a little bit. This also gives me war score. I'm a little bit too afraid to blockade everything, so I still keep my navy close because they're not allowed to cross. But that definitely helps in getting all of this war score currently up. 1 more tick, and bam. Now we can peace out. Boop. We got a lot of money. We got all the forts on this side, so this should make this a lot easier. And yep. That's basically the first step of the guide done. You know what we're gonna do next? Truce break and attack the Ottomans again. Exactly, 10 points. And let's pay back all the loans, even the burger ones. And we are left with 555 ducats. How about that? And we will need that. We'll probably need that. To be on the safe side, I will build up like 2 more galleys, and that's basically it. I actually like this fort over here. That's very just me. You can delete it right now if you want to. I feel like I have enough money to maintain it. And bam, the phoenix rises. Very beautiful. To declare war again, you basically have to wait about 1 month, and then you can just do it. Funnily enough, the friends will not help them this time, because they're in debt. Sorry. Something I did the last guide around was releasing Bulgaria. I will not do it this time. We can still do it. Take 1 province of Bulgaria in the first one, then release them and give all the land back. I just don't feel it's such a strong strat anymore, and having a vassal for so long is actually annoying. It's very cost intensive to annex them, and I notice you get a lot of free cores with an event that I will probably show you later when I get it. So all of this land is actually also very cheap to take. So a month has passed, and I will just literally declare this war again. Which province do I want? Let me just take this one. It's like any province on this side. Just be careful that your stability isn't too high, funnily enough, because you will lose 5 stability. You will make a few nations angry, but it's literally just the Ottomans. And I know I have careful now. That helps in my guide, I guess. But what is really important right now is to help your navy and to improve relations with the Mamelukes and some other big nations around you. Mamelukes, maybe even Tunisia later on. Yeah, nations like that. You know what I'm also going to improve relations with now? With Austria. Because Austria is a very good ally next to Hungary. Just for defensive purposes. Good. In the meantime, new miltech. It's not really that much needed, but I still appreciate it. And let's try to help our transport ships over here, which are currently kind of dying. But yeah, we should still wipe the Ottomans with our navy. Yeah, we're starting to defeat them now. And they're melting. Look at that. Okay, we lost 1 transport ship and they lost more. Once again, I'm gonna keep 1 heavy ship out just to block the strait, and the rest goes into repair. What I will also do again is to immediately capture the coast so they can't just naval land instantly anywhere. I'm actually scared of that. That's my biggest fear in all of that. And don't forget what the best part about this is. We don't really destroy his army. So the Ottomans on paper are still very strong. The biggest fear you have as a player is that the Ottomans are so weak that every other nation around them attack them and take the land you could potentially take. Right? Like a Poland coming in, the Mamelukes coming in, all of these nations coming in and taking stuff from the Ottomans. But because we don't destroy their army, they're still very strong on paper. So you can take everything for yourself. And the Ottomans can do nothing about it, while the other AIs will not attack the Ottomans. I know, beautiful. Now, I'm not 100% sure if I said it yet, but this is not 100% will always work strat, right? So I would never say this. I know I'm repeating myself every guide, but this is such an RNG-heavy game. You can't promise 100% here, right? It goes from you just having bad rolls or bad luck or just some player mistakes. Sometimes, you know, you watch a guide, you can't remember everything, right? You as a player do a mistake and then it doesn't work. I should absolutely increase my stability. And you see, the clergy likes me and I'm Orthodox, which makes it cheaper. So it's about 60 less than I would normally pay for. I mean, 3 times stability increase, it's minus 20 otherwise. So, yep, very good. Very good. And yeah, we have sieged everything again while I had this rant about stability. 5 speed. And as you might notice, the Emperor's Navy already helps me because they're loyal now. Actually, they're not. What a prick. I'll actually get rid of the spy network now because we're about to siege this anyways, and I need the diplomat for improving relations. By the way, my truce with Serbia just ended, so guess where we're going next? For this actually might need a spy network, so I might send them in there. Okay, Edin has fallen, so let's show you what I want out of this war. I will take most of my cores, all of this. I will want the connection to Serbia and just blocking off the Venetians from taking anything. I will not take these 2 provinces. Why? Because I want his capital city to stay on this side, so I won't take it, even though it's my core. And he will move it if it's not connected to his mainland. So we'll let him keep this ocean tile over here. So I have an easier time just, you know, coming in back later. Beautiful. But I will do this to kind of block Hungary off from taking anything. They're getting ideas otherwise. By the way, if you want to find out how strong the Ottomans actually are, let me just show you right now, okay? You don't need to do this, what I do right now, but it gives you some war score. I will recruit a few more troops now. No free company, because I promised no mercs. And then I will show you a little battle and how much it hurts me. I tell you, the Ottomans now are no fun. And you see this event over here, I get 3 cores. Why did I get this core? Because I have the religion of the province, while the Ottomans don't. If you occupy a province over time, there's a small chance, but there is a chance, that you get a free core on that province because you're the right religion. And I can't say you the exact data on that. Maybe someone in the comments can. But with the current patch, just by occupying this for a while, I got so many free cores, like at least 1 or 2 every time I did this. So I will definitely take this province now because it's basically no AE, because this is a reconquest now. And this is why I don't take Bulgaria anymore, because I can very easily just get this land for free. So I myself have 19k troops now, which means my income is very bad. I will delete some of this later on, just for showing off how to fight the Ottomans. I will let this 10k cross over. Hopefully this 10k cross over. They don't. That's a bit scary. But the 20k do. You know what? No, I'm fine, actually. Now it's a 30k stack. Oh my god, the AI can hear me. So 6k are going over. 12k, okay? This is double of what the Ottomans have. With this lead over here. He's not that good, but his leader is also not that amazing. We have the same tech, right? And yeah, just that you know how it currently feels to fight the Ottomans. Oh, that's actually very lucky. It's actually very lucky. I lost about 2k, but you know what? I'm gonna get rid of some of these troops now because these are very expensive. Don't do this if you don't need to, but yeah, the troops hurt a lot. So what I'm doing right now is to improve relations with all Sunni nations that could potentially join a coalition. I'm allied to Hungary anyway, so they shouldn't join a coalition. And I just noticed this second that Austria is willing to give me a royal marriage. So improving relations with them did pay off. And yeah, after this war I also have Austria as an ally, so this shouldn't be, like, coalitions shouldn't be a problem. And besides that, I just started to once again blockade the ports and wait for war score to tick up. They actually did attack my navy. Got a little bit of a dent. I'm gonna repair it, and otherwise I'm just gonna continue to blockade. You see, his army stands around here now, right? And once I switch to passive, his army goes home, but his navy comes out. And then if I switch it back again to defensive, yes, his navy goes into the port and the army comes back. It makes no sense, but you know what? I need the navy for now. I don't need the army. come back. By the way, if you ever need a prestige boost, I always save this up for that. You can take Patronage of the Arts. It does cost taxation, but it gives you good prestige. You know what? Just to pump it up a little bit, I will take it. You don't need it for the Ottoman War, but you know what? It's a nice modifier. I'll start building a spy network now in Serbia to get nice claims as soon as we peace out. So I get all the land I want, and I will get basically no big coalition and a bit of money. That is very nice. Let's go. I will core that land immediately. Bum. I will claim Kosovo and we will immediately join the next fun war because we can. I get it better than heir because my old heir kind of decided to not live anymore. Take this bonus now. Over here, I will take the extra manpower modifier. Later on, I will go over to this, but for now, I really need manpower, so I'm gonna do this. But yeah, you notice about 12 years passed and we defeated the Ottomans twice. So that's good. And now I will defeat the Serbians. Why not? And you know what? I will co-belligerate Bosnia. Why? Because I can. The big question is, should I call in Hungary or not? And not because I need them, but more like they will probably declare war in Serbia too. And if I peace out, I can peace them out on my terms. And I have enough favors with them. You know what? I know it says no allies, but I would say the Ottoman part is over. So just for the convenience of strategy, I will use them. And you can't stop me. And I should have probably allied Austria in the meantime. I'm stupid. You know what? I will peace you out, but you have to be Orthodox. There we go. I need more Orthodox OPMs in the Age Arena. Why? Because it's annoying. It's annoying for the Emperor. No, my stability. So, all of Serbia and Bosnia is sieged. And thanks to me having my interests like this, I actually got the capital city too and a lot of the other land. Actually, new Miltary. A little bit too late, but sure. And yeah, what I will do is I will basically vassalize Bosnia because I can. And it will give me all of Bosnia for very little AE. And no one minds because, you know, it's just a vassalization. And I will take all of Serbia for myself. Once again, no one will really mind because I'm the only Orthodox nation around here, and taking land of a nation mostly annoys the nations with the religion of that nation. They're mostly Catholics here, so they were a little bit annoyed by Bosnia, but they couldn't really care about Serbia. So I basically get all of this for free, except Albania, but you know what? I'm actually not too afraid of Albania. I'm gonna say it. Boop. And I would say, after having all of this, it's about 15 years later, we went from looking like this to looking like this now, which I would say is very good. We have a lot of money. Our economy is a little bit still in the negative, but with having all of this new land being cored and now owning a gold mine, this should become a lot more manageable. You can also delete these forts over here if you want to. I personally think this is an amazing fort here, and this is quite a decent fort over here, so I tend to keep the forts. And if you just keep on attacking the Ottomans, take all the land you want, and also take like money one more time, you should be fine. So yeah, I would say this is my strat. This still very much works, and I haven't touched an Ottoman army once, except the one time I did, and that was just for showing off, okay? And as always, if I said something wrong, or if you have something in addition to say, write it in the comments. I will pin it if it's very important and I did a huge mistake. Otherwise, I wish you all a good day. Until the next guide, bye.
Nice.